Evening peeps, good evening everyone. How are we all doing? Hopefully you're all doing it very, very well. Don't forget, hit that subscribe button if you guys are new to the channel. Don't forget as well to like and share the vids. I did say this on the Conor Ben video I did, but if you haven't watched it, we are going to do a Monday session live tomorrow. I know we always do a Sunday session live. I'm just super busy. So we're doing a Monday session live tomorrow, 8 p.m. Put it in your diaries. We're going to talk about absolutely everything. There's so much to talk about. Fury, Dillian Whyte. We're going to talk about Errol Spence, Crawford now. We're going to talk about Taylor Serrano, Conor Ben, what he should do next, etc., etc., etc. The usual fun stuff after we've done all the boxing, which is a bit of movie talk or TV series, whatever we're going to do. So make sure you put it in your diary, 8 p.m. tomorrow, Monday evening, Monday session live. All right, let's talk about Errol Spence, who got the job done against Yordenis Ugas. Doctor stoppage in the 10th. Good win. You know what, some were saying, I saw some comments after that, that's his career best win. I don't know about that. I still think that Kell Brook's his best win. I think at the time, I mean, a lot of hype about Errol at the time, but to go to someone's backyard, and this isn't just, backyard in America, this is go to someone's backyard abroad, and we know how hostile the Brits are, to beat a then unbeaten at 147 Kell. Yes, I know some will say Kell was, the damage was done against Golovkin, but still at 147 unbeaten, take his IBF belt. I think that's his biggest win. I do. Yordenis Ugas is a fantastic win. It probably is his second biggest. But for me, I'd have Kell there, Ugas, and then the Dannys and the Shawns. But I think Kell's his best win. But nonetheless, look, big win against Ugas yesterday. Wasn't easy, or should I say this morning. Wasn't easy, as it shouldn't be. It's weird how some people are saying Errol was hurt. Well, he's going to be. He's in there against a very, very good opponent who wants to keep his belt. I do think Ugas is going to watch that fight back and think that, shit, I let Errol off, in the 5th and the 6th, especially the 6th. On the 6th, when he hurt Errol and knocked out his gum shield and then started landing a couple, Errol did something. Errol kind of smiled, which meant he was hurt. And I don't know, and then obviously as he tried to go in again, the ref sort of, waved it off a little bit and said, look, let's clean the gum shield. I don't know if Ugas thought Errol was playing possum and didn't want to unload, because he had a chance there. I thought Errol could have been, look, it's difficult to say because Errol rarely gets hurt, but I think Errol was a couple away there from being done. And that's kind of one where you're going to look back in 15 years if you're Ugas and think, fuck, had a chance there, had a chance. But if I'm Ugas, you think, is Errol playing possum with me here? Because Errol was very dangerous off the ropes. Errol's a bit like Nigel Benn off the ropes. Like when he's hurt, he seems to fire back. But I think he was almost dazed, and I think Ugas had a chance to really go for it, and he just backed off. He backed off. He done it a couple of times, which is a shame. But look, you can't discredit Errol in this fight. Errol looked fantastic. Errol's body work, I can't think of a fighter, and I don't want to be one of those people that are victims of now, but I can't think of a fighter who puts in a sustained body attack like Errol Spence. Like Canelo's very good to the body, but it's one or two. Errol throws combinations to the body. Errol throws threes and fours to the body. It's almost like when you watch Errol hit the heavy bag, it's exactly the same, the way he breaks the bodies down. And credit to Ugas for not going down to those body shots, because those body shots were brutal, like brutal body shots. And I thought he could have been stopped to the body, but he didn't. And again, it's credit to Ugas' toughness and to his fitness. But look, Errol looked really good in there. He did. Again, he had his spots where he was in trouble, but I don't mind this. This is the elite level. This is the top tier of boxing. You're going to be in trouble. You're going to be sometimes. But Errol was able to dig, even when he was hurt, able to dig, to find something else, that bit of reserve that he has, that the elite fighters have, maybe change things up, and then he got the job done. I don't want to look past the fight, because I feel like we could talk more about some of the technical stuff that Ugas did and Errol did. But let's look forward to what could be. And I tweeted it, the biggest fight to be made right now. Not what could be, is the biggest fight to be made right now. And look, some people got at me saying it's not the biggest fight. Any Canelo fight's bigger because they're talking financials, and AJ fight. I don't care about the financials. It's not like the money comes to us. Stop worrying about the financials. Just think about what is the biggest fight to be made. You're basically talking pound for pound top 3 in Crawford versus pound for pound, and he could have gone up a couple of points here, but pound for pound no worse than top 6 in Errol. In the same division, both unbeaten, undisputed. No fight. There's no fight in the world that can be made that has that. There isn't. People might say Fury Usyk. Fury Usyk is a very, very good one. It's a close one. But the thing about a Fury versus Usyk fight is I think people would still heavily favour Fury to win that just because of the size. This fight, Errol versus Terence, is genuinely 50-50. I have Terence as a favourite, but I think if you ask 100 boxing fans, it would literally come back split. That's rare. In the same division, that's rare. This is very reminiscent of if we made Pacquiao Mayweather 5 years before it happened, where everyone was like, I don't know. This is it. This is what they have. And I pray to God, now it happens. For once, Errol's now talking about it as well. Errol rarely spoke about this Crawford fight. In the last 6 or 7 months, he's speaking about it. Why? Because now he's no longer, and this is Terence I'm talking about, with Top Rank. So Errol's probably thinking, why waste breath on it before when it couldn't happen? Now it can happen. I can start talking. And now he's talking. And now he's talking about undisputed. And Terence is saying, well, keep my belts warm. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to get it. We're going to get it. And, you know, as much as people say, like, financially it isn't as big as Canelo and AJ, what Errol and Terence have, more so actually than even AJ or even Canelo, is that they have like big sports stars watching and tweeting about them. I've noticed, like, when I was watching the fight this morning, I always have Twitter open, and you got massive NBA stars and NFL stars tweeting about the fight, and their following then automatically becomes Errol's, and, you know, at the time Ugas is following, because then those people tune in. Does that make sense? So they've got the ability to make this a mega fight just because of the people that support them. So they might not have the same fan base as a Canelo or an AJ, but they've got fans from other sports that have big followings. So I do believe, if done right, Errol versus Terence can do 700 to 800,000 pay-per-view buys. I really, really do believe it. Look, Errol's becoming a star within himself now. Like, there were 40,000 there yesterday. And Yordenis Ugas isn't a big name. So Errol's now become that guy. There was a time when I thought Errol needed a big dance partner, needed a Danny, needed a Mikey, needed a Pacquiao. Now he's become that. And credit to him for becoming that, because others are falling off a little bit. You think of maybe the Charlos a little bit, they've fallen off. Obviously, Brown is killing. And I say that because it was that little brat pack, wasn't it? But look, I really hope it happens. They'll keep playing that clip of them in the corridor with Bob Arum when they first kind of locked horns. I can't wait. As a Terence Crawford fan, I am a bit split here. And what I mean is that, like, does Terence go into this fight having only fought Porter, which was a while back now? Does he have one before they do it? Do they keep rolling the dice? Or, look, if I wasn't a big Terence fan, I was like, no, fuck that, they got to do it right now. But because I'm a Terence fan, I'm like, should Terence not have one more? And then they can make the fight. Should Terence not try and get something in the next 7 weeks? And then there's a good opportunity. What are we now? April. So the next 7 weeks, June. If Terence comes through that fight, can they not get the fight done in November, December? What do you think? I don't know. I don't know. I hope they can. I hope they can. But now it looks like it is all systems go. There are no issues. It doesn't look like Terence Crawford's going to sign a 2-fight deal with PBC. So look, it's fantastic. And you know what? I was just thinking this. Canelo's the pound for pound number one. I'm not going to argue with that. Canelo's work is ridiculous. But in that run that Canelo's had recently, apart from obviously Golovkin, Danny Jacobs wasn't a pound for pounder. Kovalev wasn't a pound for pounder. I'm not critiquing his wins, by the way. I'm just saying these are facts. Callum Smith wasn't a pound for pounder. Caleb Plant wasn't, nor was Billy Joe. The winner of Terence Crawford and Errol Spence, in my opinion, because it's pound for pounder versus pound for pounder, should become pound for pound number one. You're talking, you are 100% fighting the best of the best. Like even this Dimitri Bivol fight, Canelo is a massive favourite in this fight, and Dimitri Bivol, for as good as he is, isn't a pound for pounder. Now don't get me wrong, if Canelo was to fight a Beterbiev, pound for pounder versus pound for pounder, then yeah. But I don't know. I just feel like this is, again, Terence Crawford's number 3 pound for pound. I think Errol's number 5 or 6. Fuck me. If you can't go to pound for pound number 1 after whoever wins that, unbeaten, undisputed, I don't know, man. I don't know. Guys, what do you think of the fight? What did you think of the performance? What did you think of that 6th round? Have I read it wrong? Because, again, when he hurts him, he knocks his gum shield out. Now, Errol says Errol stopped because Errol thought he heard the ref say stop, and that's why Errol kind of, hands were down and he got, I think he was buzzed. I don't think he stopped, he was buzzed. And then for some reason, Ugas backed off, and by backing off, he allowed the ref to come in and break it up and do the gum shot. I'm like, Ugas, man. But look, great performance from both. It takes 2 to tango. Yeah, we got a special 2 tango in, fingers crossed, before the end of the year. Peace and love.